the team. Okay, there we go. Um, so yeah, that's what this week was about. Was you guys learning and getting yourself out there so people can show response. A big objection that a lot of you guys have as coaches is, what if I fail? What you guys don't realize yet, and you will, but you've already succeeded. As soon as you got that first like on something that you've posted, you've already succeeded into, um, for one, people are starting to follow you. So you've already succeeded in what you want to do. Yeah, sure. No, maybe nobody is. You haven't helped anybody yet. You haven't helped them into a challenge group or into a challenge pack or helped anybody on a weight loss journey yet. But you know what? All that stuff is going to come, because the first step, and you can ask people that have watched me right from the beginning, Benita, and especially Trevor, because Trevor has been, you know, by my side before Tara was, before Benita was. Trevor and I have been friends for a long time, so he has seen where my consistency right from the beginning has got me. Okay, so I want you guys to know that if you ever feel like life is getting in the way, do not quit. Okay, deal with your stuff, deal with what you got to do, but do not quit on yourself. Do not give up on yourself, because I'm telling you right now, in a year from now, you're gonna hate yourself if you do. Um, and the reason why I say that, guys, is because I've been there. I've been in your shoes. The first year, I did okay. I didn't make the $20,000, $40,000. I wasn't. I didn't get rich. But I wasn't also all in, right? My first year, I read something this in the last week that your first 6 months is like learning how to ride a bike. Okay, you're learning how to get on the bike. You're learning how to pedal. You're taking all this stuff in. Sometimes it can be overwhelming. Sometimes you fall off. But when you ride a bike, what do? You get back on, right? And then one day you're so good at it that you never forget how to ride that bike. Okay, so think of it the same way as you're coaching. Okay, you're reaching out to people and you're getting a no. Your first 6 months is on how you're going to deal with those no's. I'll be honest with you guys, and this is why I'm so, I'm trying to make you guys understand how important that invite is because for the first year I didn't do a single invite, but I had a huge transformation, right? So people were coming to me here and there, and I wasn't hitting Success Club all the time. I wasn't hitting Success Club all the time, but I wasn't inviting, right? I wasn't sharing my story. I wasn't doing any of that. And if I would have done that, I would now be 3 years in the business, and I probably would be 3 times of where I am right now. Trevor knows that I've been trying to get out of DJing, and after speaking with Tara, my fiance and stuff, we might even flip that. I might just leave Epcor during the day instead, for now. And that is coming July. Regardless of whatever happens, a job is leaving in July, whether I'm there or not. I'm going to take that leap of faith, and I'm going to leave one of my jobs. I work a lot. A lot of my time is taken, but I still make this a priority, because I know in 8 months where it can take me, where it's going to lead me. I'll take the short-term sacrifice right now to get the bigger picture. That's why I left a message for Alex in our group this morning or this afternoon. Is life will get in the way, but it's how you react to it is where you're going to be 6 months from now, right? And some days it's going to be tough, and some days it's going to suck. And I've also come up with this the last week. There's one thing that you cannot give up on is, okay, if you don't get the invites out on the day, okay, no problem. If you're unable to post for the day, one day's not going to make a difference. 3 days in a row will make a difference, but one day won't make a difference. One thing you cannot pass up is working on yourself. Okay, because like Trevor was just saying, the proof of your story, the proof of you working on yourself is what's going to change lives in the future. So don't give up on yourself. As much as life sucks, if you have to put everything on the back burner, that's fine. But take it from me, work out. Find that 30 minutes to get your time in and to move forward. And everything else will fall into place. So don't give up on that. So I just wanted to tie that into what Benita and Trevor were just saying. So this week we've been learning about, I don't know where my sheet is, just going off the top of my head, your story, your why, and everybody has really stepped up and have for the most part are now almost caught up if you're not caught up. I'm going to open up the floor, and I just kind of want to know what you guys got out of that. And this is a team call. I don't want to be talking all the time. I want you guys to express your opinions on what are some of the things that you've learned and some of the things that maybe you can refresh on. So I'm going to open up the floor, and don't get all quiet because I'm going to start calling people out. So just express what you've learned or what you've taken from this week, and let's kind of go from there. So you guys can, actually, I think I can unmute you all. There you go. Okay. So if anybody wants to bring something up.
The biggest thing between my trade show and the assignments this week is how putting myself up there and putting my story
One second.
Really
okay, we'll try this again. That didn't work out. There's a lot of noise from everywhere. So
a lot of fucking racket back there.
It's Haley. She's bouncing around, and she comes to the team, and she's like, "I'm gonna make an impact, bitches." Okay, so if you want to talk, and I'm hoping everybody will have something to say, just unmute yourself after the next person and bring up what you want to say. And Benita, go ahead.
Okay, so the biggest thing I've taken away from my trade show and from all the assignments this week is putting myself out there and telling my story, and just putting myself out there really makes a huge difference and really touches a lot of lives. Like, a lot of people were really touched and really impressed and interested in what I had to offer them. And I really stressed the free coaching and how they would experience what they would experience with me being their coach. And that kind of really helped too.
And so when you were talking to these people, did you have like a lot of response, or was it more like good response, or was it more, I don't know, kind of thing? Like, what kind of true responses were you getting?
Well, some of the ladies, there was two of them there that I was talking to, and the one looked at the other and went, I kind of like her already. So I got some really good responses. Like, there was a lot of positive feedback, and they didn't realize just how much having a coach made a difference, especially to the ones that, like, they'd walk up to the table and they'd see all the things and, oh, I have that program, and oh, I have that program, and maybe I have that program too, and I'm not even using them. And I say, well, maybe the difference is that you didn't have a coach to keep you accountable and support you. And the minute I said that, they just kind of looked at me and went, yeah, maybe you're right. So I know that our support and us being their little cheerleaders and keeping them accountable is what makes the difference between them using the program and then taking the program and throwing it in the closet and not using it.
Okay, perfect. I just want to stop you for 1 second. Tarina, can you unmute, please? So yes. Tarina had an objection. She came to me today, and it's Tarina making all that noise. It wasn't.
It's my dogs.
God, Haley, it was Tarina.
No, it's my dogs.
What was the biggest, like you just said it to me 2 days ago, what was the biggest problem you were running into when you were inviting people?
People already knowing a lot about the Beachbody and have friends that are already coaches, so it's accessibly ready for them already.
Okay, so you see, this is why we discuss these things, because it just came to me as Benita was talking about what she was saying, and then what you said to me. This is when you need to have that conversation. What kind of support are you getting right now? Okay, because I guarantee you right now, what we do in Create Yourself Fitness and what I'm trying to train you guys to do, and I know you guys will get it as we grow together. Not everybody will give the support that we are going to give to people. Okay, yes, they can buy a package from somebody, but you don't know if that person, Tarina, if the person they bought that program from is a salesperson, or if they're in it the way that you're in it, right? If you're in it to truly be there for somebody and change lives, or if you're just there to get the quick dollar. And I will tell you right now, if you're in there to get the quick dollar, it's not going to work. You're in the wrong business, right?
I know, like, that's why Kelsey and I think Katrina moved over to me, because the coach that they did have, they didn't like the coach that they had, so they moved over to me because they've known me longer as well. So
right, and this is where it really comes, and that's what we're going to learn this week. This week we're gonna learn about the challenge groups and stuff. So that'll really open up a whole different world to all your customers. So when you're getting that objection, guys, I already have I've already bought a product, which is probably a huge one, because like I said, anybody can get a product. They can get it off Kijiji, they can get it off Team Beachbody. If they've been assigned a coach, the coach may never have contacted them, right? Because every time you buy something, you get a free coach. So when you're having these conversations with them, don't get discouraged as soon as they say, well, I already have a product. Fantastic. Where'd you get it from? Right? What avenue did you grab this product from? Did you buy it off a buy and sell? Right? And that's where you offer your services. Okay, so maybe they're not on Shakeology right now and they have the 21-day fix, or Cody's situation, they have Body Beast that sat in their closet for 2 years. They have no idea how to use the thing, right? And I'm speaking from experience, because my P90X sat in my closet for 2 years before I touched it, right? So yeah, they might have the product, but do they have the support? And that's what we're doing. We're on a grand scale. We are about the support, and that's what we do as coaches, and that's how we make a difference. Is because when we're struggling, we're the ones that reach out and say, hey, what's going on? I haven't heard from you for a week. Ask Cody. Probably once a week, once every 2 weeks, I'll still send him that random message saying, hey, what's going on? You know what? I'm not on him every day. Like, I know he's doing his stuff on his own pace, but it's still me as his coach and business partner to see what's happening, right? I just don't let people fall away. Right now, you guys can take that to the next level. You guys can pick up the phone. You guys can, message them every day. You guys can treat these guys like your family, and that's where it's all going to make a difference. So I just wanted to blend those two together, because that's what it's about. Is not everybody has the support that we as a team are trying to give everybody. And if we give that support to everybody, that's how we're going to grow. That's how Katrina's going to grow, and Haley, brand new coach, is going to grow, because we're just going to show everybody and direct everybody through the right path. And it's not rocket science, because we're doing it. We're going through it, right? We're going through the struggles. I have the struggle every day of working out, right? I'm not like Cody. I don't hit the gym for 3 hours a day, right? We know what the struggles are, but we also know how to get through the struggles. And if you don't know how to get through that stuff, you will, because you're going to continue. That's why I say, do not quit. Exactly. Reach out. Do not quit. The things in your life are going to happen. Alex, when you're struggling, you reach out to this family, because someone is going to be able to pick you up, or there might be something that you say and something that maybe Tarina will say or Benita will say, and you'll be like, I get it. Right? So you pick yourself up and you keep moving. Same with Trevor. Trevor's been there, and he's reached out on many times. He reached out when we were in the Dominican. It's like, man, I'm struggling right now. Right? That's what we're about. It's not just about, did you sell a challenge pack? I don't care about that. What I care about is you guys growing yourselves everything else will fall into place. Like Benita, a month and a half ago, how many people did we have on this call? It was me and Benita. That was it, right? But I never gave up. And I said it at that time. I said, I don't care if I start at 0. I will not give up. And today we have 9 people, right? And I know there's still more people that wanted to be on this call, but they're probably just busy. So I'm going to open up the floor, and I'm actually going to call it out. Cody, I want to know what your takeaways are from this week. I want to take you out of your comfort zone and speak up a little bit.
All right, Sean, sounds good. So basically, going back to Benita's point of just putting yourself out there, really, sharing the stories, sharing the whys, letting people know what you're up to kind of behind the scenes, because a lot does go on outside of the social media aspect as well, with the personal, what's it called, training, learning, reading, all that kind of stuff, watching these webinars, getting onto the calls, taking videos of yourself, just, again, taking that big leap of faith forward, saying, I can do this and it will happen for me eventually, kind of thing. So I guess that's been the biggest probably takeaway from this week here.
You know what I like from that is I finally see what Scotty Hobbs always sees in me. And it's kind of made me emotional because I just saw it in you. There's something that you said there, and I use it all the time. I will make this happen is a big difference, and hopefully it happens, or I wish it'll happen. Cody already has it in the mindset as I will make it. This will happen for me. It's not a matter of, well, maybe. It will happen. And Scotty says that to me all the time. He's like, Sean, you get it. Like, you're in that mindset that it's going to happen, right? It's not if I have 18,000 coaches. A year ago, it was always when I have 18,000 coaches, right?
Yeah. Well, that's the biggest thing too. Like, you have to have that positive mindset going forward, right? Because if you say you can't, you can't. That's probably one of my favorite quotes.
Right. Exactly. And you're learning, and you're learning, and you're growing every day. And you hit it right on the head. That's fantastic. Let's go right to Alexandra. Alexandra, you're up, girl. I know you had some struggles this week, so be honest, be tearful, cry if you need to. That's what we're here for.
I've had the worst week. Baby teething, the helmet, everything that could have gone wrong has gone wrong, but I haven't given up. I even asked Tarina to get on my ass every chance she can get. I gave her my cell phone number, and I'm on the ball. I'm getting this done, and it's not going to be an if. It's going to be a when.
I see that you're she's just hiding right behind you.
Go to your room.
That's so funny. That reminds me of that Facebook video. The kid dancing in the background.
Oh, she's pretty sneaky.
That's so funny.
The little boy was there too.
That's funny.
We're all here.
Perfect.
The whole family. We're a Beachbody family now.
That's awesome. So yeah, you had a lot of struggles, and you reached out to people to push you forward, and you made it on the call today, right? So
I did. I had to ask some favors from some people and some tips, but I got it done.
Yeah. So and that was like my post. Sometimes, sacrifices, make the little ones where you can. I'm not asking for extreme sacrifices, guys. But remember, to get to where you want to be, there are going to be some choices that you need to make and sacrifice a few things to make it happen for yourself.
But I did want to touch on where you were talking about buying the product but not having a coach. I bought Insanity 4 years ago. I haven't even opened the box. I bought it off Kijiji, so I didn't have a coach. So I didn't have anybody to support me. Yeah, it's great. The husband says, okay, yeah, just work out. But it's not much support. And the fact that this is now a family, I find it a lot easier to be able to come to you guys for the support that I need for that moment if I'm struggling to find what I need to push forward.
Now, let me ask you something. it's going to be a personal question, so don't be off guarded by it. How big were you when you bought Insanity?
About 240.
Okay, so 240 pounds, and you bought Insanity right there. If I was your coach, I'd say you're crazy.
I heard that from a lot of people. Everybody told me I was crazy. I'm like, oh no, I'll get it done. I'll get it done. No, it didn't happen.
And see, I can talk. I can speak from experience. I'm now Insanity certified, but it took a long time for me to get there. I must have quit Insanity 6 times. And this was after my transformation. This was after I was 190 pounds and I was doing P90X. Insanity is damn hard. It's not.
I remember you posting about it a lot, and yeah, from what I hear, it is hard. Even military men, where my mom works, she says it's almost impossible for them to even get it done.
Yeah, it's a total mindset, and that's where the coaches come into play. And now with this huge variety of different programs, you get to help your customers into the right program. Yes, right now I am preaching the hell out of the 21-day fix because it has everything. Of course,
it does.
The Body Beast, before someone goes to Turbo Fire, before someone goes to Size, before anything, if you want me to change your life, you're going on the 21-day fix. And that's because it teaches everything in one little package. That's my go-to program. But if you were to ask me what my baby program is, that's P90, because that's the program that changed my life.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't teach me the nutrition side. I learned the nutrition side on my own, and I was just winging it. I woke up and I'm like, okay, well, I'll cut carbs out and I'll eat vegetables and chicken and fish, the standard stuff. There was even a time, okay, I know I got to get some carbs in me, so I'll go buy the Shrimp Primavera Weight Watchers that's in the freezer aisle, and I'll eat that. But I made sure it only had 200 calories, and that's literally how I was teaching myself, and that's how I dropped my weight, right? But it wasn't, even though it played a huge impact and I kind of had a little bit of knowledge, if you would have asked someone like Cody that has more expertise on that, that was the right way, he'd be like, no, you're nuts. You need to have a little bit of carbs in your body. You can't eat carbs once a day. It doesn't work that way, which is what the 21-day fix teaches you, unless you're doing stuff like carb cycling, which is more advanced stuff. But the 21-day fix teaches you the nutrition, the portion controls. I didn't know if I was eating enough. I was just winging it. But the 21-day fix, the reason why that's the program, whether it's on sale or not, it has everything, right? I'm just going to quickly touch on that because I know for my first year, I was always driving to the programs that were on sale, right? Because I thought in my mind it was an easy sell. And that's the way I was looking at it. I'm selling. But if you ask me now, I couldn't care less if 21-day fix is $210. That's the go-to program. You need to know that program. If you want to move on and you want to make a difference, that's the program you go to. And when I changed that in my mind and I started showing value in that product, price was not an issue. That $20 difference is not an issue. And I'm only sharing that with you guys in case you guys have ever had that in the back of your mind saying, I gotta go for the cheaper product. Like next month, guaranteed, Hammer and Chisel is gonna be on sale, right? I don't want you to push Hammer and Chisel. You have to talk to your customers and know if that's right for them. Someone like Cody and guys, sorry, I'm using Cody as an example because Cody is he's gone to school for personal training. My understanding, he works in a gym. He's a personal trainer, so that's why I'm always referring to him when it comes to this side. Because he knows, right? Unless you know people that have started the 21-day fix or have done some sort of exercise, it's not for beginners. It's not for someone that's 300 pounds that wants to drop weight. It's not like that. So don't push Ham and Chisel because it's on sale. Still think 21-day fix unless you know that they are ready to hit it because it's hardcore. It's hard. So just so you know, Trevor, you had a question?
Yeah. So Benita and I this weekend we found out, 75%, I bet you, of people came by our booth and had a program. Whether they had a coach or not, that was a totally different thing. Now, there were a lot of people who came up. Everybody knows what the 21-day fix is. So if you take that and all you have to do is take that and add value to it, that's all people need. A lot of people have that and they don't know what the 21-day fix actually does. But we had people come up and they said, wow, the pictures, these portion control containers are smaller than they look in pictures. And they said, is that enough food? Bonita, that's Bonita's main program, so it was kind of cool she was there, and she said, yeah, I've done this. And this is way more food than you can actually eat. You're full.
Yeah, and people actually say that all the time.
The value of what it is.
What's that?
Nobody has the value of what that program actually is.
No,
I always tell everybody that those containers are tiny but mighty. That's how I explain them.
Tiny but mighty.
exactly. And probably the biggest complaint once people start is like, I can't finish the green. I got so much food I still got to eat, right? And if you can ask Bonita, I don't beat around the bush. When they say that to me, I'm like, you need to eat the shit. And they're like, what do you mean? I need to eat.
Said to me, shut up and eat it.
You have to eat all your containers. And they're like, why? Because that's when your body will start to realize that it's got enough fuel. And after your body realizes, hey, I got this much food coming into me, I don't have to store this excess crap that's sitting in my fat cells. For a month and a half, I lost 0 pounds. 0 when I first started. But after that, man, that weight dropped off me. Like it dropped, like within 3 months. It was even at a point that my ex said I looked sick. That's how much weight I dropped. But it was healthy. I was doing it right. I wasn't crash dieting. I was doing it right. Right? But that's why it's so important to get these. If it says you need to eat 3 greens, you need to eat 3 greens. Space it out. I don't care what you got to do. You got to eat your food. And that's when your system goes into a shock and says, hey, I know I'm being fed in 2 hours. I got to get rid of this stuff because I need to make room for this new stuff coming in. The body is a phenomenal thing. And as you guys are going through your transformations, or like some of you already have, like Bonita and Katrina's had an amazing transformation already, you're able to share those expertise. I am not a physical trainer. I don't have the classes like Cody has it, but I have the life experience. I've been through it. I know what it is. I know the struggles. I know how to do it. I know how to help people. And remember, I did it without a coach. That's one of the reasons why I am a coach, is because I want to help people that don't know how to deal with that and do fall off all the time, right? So talk to you. Haley is a brand new coach. We're going to make her step right out of her comfort zone right now as soon as she's done dancing to whatever she's dancing to. Haley, I'm just going to ask you questions so you don't have to just come out and talk yet. You just signed up as a coach. I already know that you're talking to some people about challenge groups and already. Why did you decide to become a coach? What is your why that you've decided to do this? To the bottom left, hit the little button that says mute.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you bet.
Okay, cool. So basically, sorry, I'm in a swingy chair. I'm not dancing. I'm just gonna say that. I fidget a lot. Basically, I wanted to become a coach because I like making other people feel good. I have a lot of friends that have had weight issues, and I used to be really good at working out, but I got really lazy and kind of forgot all my knowledge. So this is a great refresher for me, and I definitely think I can change some people's lives, including my own. I need to lose my baby weight, and that makes me feel good. I'd like to add, though, that I found this conference call like super, super helpful. I feel like I have more knowledge now about what the 21-day fix is, since I'm still waiting for mine to come in the mail. So I can get a couple more people more interested, give them more information, and help them make a good choice.
So you know what I love about that is Haley's already jumped on board. Her and Tara have been talking back and forth today. Haley's already talking to some people about the challenge packs and getting them started. And she hasn't even received her product yet, and she's sitting here on a call. That's fantastic. Like you can't get any better than that. She's jumping in with both feet. To me, you don't know what I mean by this, but the rest of my team will know. In my eyes, she's already a gold ship. So hats off to you. I'm glad you're part of the team. I'm going to tell you the same thing that I tell everybody. There's a lot to take in. Okay. If you feel overwhelmed, just reach out to Tara and say, hey, I'm feeling a little overwhelmed. But you can ask everybody that has been with me. It will come, but it's a learning curve. Okay. But the more you're consistent with it, the more, the more time you put into it, the easier it gets. And I guarantee a year from now, you're going to look back at everything that you've done in the first few months and say, that was hard. I don't understand what the issue was. Right. Yeah. So thank you for joining our team. Reach out anytime you want. Don't forget, I don't know where you're located because Tara hasn't said. We have a Christmas party December 12th for our team. You're part of Tara's, so you're in. So again, that's at our house December 12th. I've got the day off. Well, they don't know I have the day off yet, but I do have the day off. So we got a few things planned for that day for those that can make it.
What about Super Saturday?
What's that?
Maybe if she wants to come to Super Saturday, she can come to Super.
Okay, I'll talk about that after. Before I bring on this next person, I don't do this very often, and I don't want anybody get offended, Benita. Scotty did this to me the first time in his group, and it's just the way the group has gone this way. I want to start doing like a coach of the week kind of recognition, and I don't know what I'm going to do every week. This week, because I have been handing it out, I know some of you already have this book already. Tarina just got hers the other day. This little GoPro book is absolutely amazing for those of you that have read it. You know what it's all about, right, Trevor? You've read it? Liar. So the coach of the week this week is not even a part of my team. Well, she is, but she's not under my direct downline, she's not a personal sponsor coach of myself. She is actually a personal sponsor coach of Carrie's. Woo! So the coach of the week, we're actually going to give it to Katrina May. And the reason why Katrina, I'm saying you're the coach of the week is because all week you have showed up without a doubt. Even because you did have, a day or two that you were struggling with, I believe it was your father passing. So I know that was a struggle. But she showed up every day. When the assignment said for her to tag me in it, she did. She didn't stop at her why. She didn't stop at her story. The next day she was talking about a challenge group. She's had some huge response. And again, it's not about where you are in the business. It's what you're doing with the business. And this week she has been nonstop every day. And I have followed because she has tagged me in every single thing that she's done, like the assignments have said. It's my way to track to see what's going on with people. So I'm going to send you this little book as my token of appreciation. I will make sure Carrie knows as well. So you can just send me your address and stuff. Just message me, and I will get that sent out to you. And I'm going to put you on the spot and get your feedback on what your takeaways from this week were. There we go.
Okay. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Can you hear me?
You betcha.
Okay. I think the biggest thing for me is what you have been saying about the coaching and that support. I think that applies not only to the programs, because I've needed that. I've tried lots of other things, and that's exactly what made the difference working with Carrie. But I think the other piece is that having somebody to walk us through the coaching is helping me in the same way that getting off the couch is helping me with having somebody that I have to be accountable to. So it's been it makes a big difference.
And you know what I take away from that is This is where I've really had to step up as a leader. And I see where it's already made a difference. Like, if you guys would have saw us 2 months ago, Tara and Benita and myself, we had many conversations on what do we got to do? Like, why can we not get our teams involved? Like, what's you can't teach drive, right? You can't teach it. It's impossible. But where I needed to step up was I needed to start doing the Coach Basics programs, and started getting you guys on the right track. I had to step up as a leader because with the time restraints that I was having, I always sent that down to Benita, which was my diamond. At the same time, she was learning how to do it, but it was almost like me passing on the buck. Like, I can't be the leader that I want to be if I'm continuing to do that, right? So I'm glad you said that, because now it makes me feel good that you guys have actually grabbed this, and for the most part, everybody's running with it. And I've already seen a difference in our team within the last 2 weeks. Like, for real, guys, we went from 2 people on a call to where it was just me and Benita to now we're sitting at 3. And now we're at 9. And I guarantee, guys, next month, I will not shock me if we're not at 20. I believe in my heart that next month this call will have 90 people or 20 people. Why? Because I know Cody's got a coach that is just itching to get fired up. Cassidy's ready to go from my conversations with them. But again, it's just a lack of knowledge, the lack of no understanding. Cody, I'm going to leave that up to you because he's in the group. He's seen the training. Now, as your coach, because I told him to call you out, you need to call him out and say, hey, the training's there, man. Where you at? Right? It's all listed. If he doesn't tag me, that's fine. But he's your coach. He should be tagging you on all those assignments, right? So you can follow up with him. And what you guys are going to see from this is when you start building your teams, and you will, some of you already have coaches under you. Some of you will far surpass me. And I'm really hoping that you do, that you're going to be able to put on these monthly trainings as well, because they're very simple. They're very simple. Everything's laid out. It's not, you're not putting a lot of mind into it. You're just putting your own spin into it, and that's all it is. But everything's laid out. So I thank you. Again, I will send that book out to you this week, and continue doing what you're doing, and reach out to myself or Carrie if you have any issues. If you can't get a hold of Carrie and you have something on the go like right away, I'm usually always by my phone, so you can, like, throughout the day, you can always message me directly and I can help you out with whatever you need, if it's customer questions or whatever.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Tara's at home too. She said, cause she's Carrie's coach, that you can reach out to her as well. Okay. Did we ask Tarina? Yeah, I asked you, didn't I? Okay, well, it's all Tara now.
It keeps getting disconnected.
Oh, she's having a rough time. There you are.
I don't know.
What did you take away from this week?
Okay, so obviously before I've never been so consistent on my invites, and because I have been, it's actually turned out for the better. So Haley, do your invites and I'll show you how to do that.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So thanks, guys.
That's my fiance, ladies. She doesn't have to tag me. She doesn't have to tag me and stuff because she's beside me all the time. And just one sec, I gotta mute her because she hasn't muted herself. So again, she's talking about invites, which is very, very important. Let me touch up a little bit on invites because some of you may not understand how it works. Facebook is a very strategic program per se. Your stuff will only show up into news feeds of those people that you have contact with. Okay, so even though you have 3,000 friends or like me, 3,600 friends, my stuff does not go into 3,600 people's news feeds. It maybe goes into less than 100. Okay, what invite does, it does two things. One, now invite doesn't always mean Like if you look at the 5-step invite process, doesn't always mean, hey, I'm looking for new people in my next 21 to 30 day challenge group. Do you know anyone that might be interested? Doesn't always mean that. An invite could be simple as hey, you just came across my news feed. I saw the pictures of your kids. How are you doing? Your kids look fantastic. That's a simple invite. And what I mean by that is you're opening up a conversation. You're opening up something for them to respond to you. And you're just talking to them, right? You're just getting to know them, or getting to know them again. You might have not talked to this person for like 6 months or a year, right? But what that initial contact does is opens up your news feed to theirs news feed. So whatever you're posting, they actually start to see your stuff now, right? Especially if they respond to your message. You'll notice, and try this week as you're doing stuff. Send a message to 3 people a day, not Facebook, right? I do 5 a day. I want you guys to do 2 or 3 a day to people that you have not been in contact with. Go through your friends list and scroll through their news feed and see if there's something you can touch on. Maybe they went on a vacation. Maybe it was their kid's birthday party. Maybe it was their birthday, right? Reach out and say, hey man, I noticed it was your birthday. I just want to say happy birthday. How you been? And do that 2 to 3 people a day. And I want you guys to watch your news feed and see what changes in it. I guarantee everybody that you do that with will now be in your news feed that you would never had them in your news feed before. And it goes vice versa, right? It's all the algorithms that Facebook puts into place. And that's when you really get involved in like the behind the scenes, like Cody said, to what we do, it's fun. It's fun. Like you guys right now are at the stage where no's suck. I hate getting that answer no. But you can ask any one of my coaches that have been around with me for a while, tell me no. I love it. I love it when someone tells me no. Because now in my eyes, it's a game, right? If they're telling me no, I've learned 2 things. 1, I haven't showed enough value. Or 2, I'm not connected enough to them, right? So I like the word no now. And even when you're doing like a personal invite, I guarantee you guys aren't getting a lot of no's. You might get a lot of no responses, but you're not getting a lot of no, I'm not interested. Because if you word it right, you're not asking them directly. You're asking if they know anybody directly, right? A lot of times it will come back to, yes, it's them that want the help, but you're not directly speaking to them with the way you're inviting the people. So try that. Try that little assignment this week. 2 to 3 people. Scroll through their news feeds, comment on something, send them a personal message about something that you've seen in their news feed, or just a basic, hey, how are you? We haven't talked in a long time. I want to know how you're doing, and be genuine about it. And I want you to realize what happens in your news feed over the next week, and tell me or not if it changes. I guarantee it's going to change, and you're going to start to understand how Facebook works that way. Go ahead, Trevor.
I just want to tell you guys a little bit of a story. I actually had a lady come by the booth today, and it kind of applies into so many different aspects, this whole conversation I had with her. Like the way you invite, the reason you should be asking questions and finding out what's going on. So she came by inquiring. She's heard of the 21-day fix, but we had size playing in the background. So she was really intrigued by the size. She likes to have fun when she works out. She has a gym membership. So she's very interested in size, and I could have sold her the size program right there, right then, and just been done with it. And I kind of branched off a little bit, and I started talking to her about Shakeology. She's like, no, I'm not really interested. I have my own protein shake I do at home, and it's just the way it is. So, it was a long weekend. I had no sleep last night, so I was a little bit snappy, and I was like, do you even know anything about Shakeology? She's like, no. Like, well, let me tell you about Shakeology. She's like, yeah, well, I kind of have something I'm interested in. It was one of those situations you just wanted to hit her and say, listen to me. So I actually took her over to one of the pamphlets that Benita printed out for the trade show. And I started going through all the ingredients. She knew what a bunch of them were. And she's like, that's in there? I said, yeah. That's like the equivalent of eating 40 salads in one sitting every morning. It's a meal replacement. I said, we have samples over here. So she tried a sample and she liked it. And she's going to be in contact with us, and we're probably going to sell her a challenge pack because we added value to the product. And you didn't take no just because, yeah, she's got her own thing going on.
Exactly, right? And again, going back to Cody is involved with all these gym people, and yeah, they all have their preferences in protein and so forth. And you know what? Even me, when Scotty first asked me, talked to me about getting on Shakeology, I'm like, why? I've got my own thing. I was on whey protein. I was fine with it. There was nothing, and the price, it blew my mind, right? At not a coach price, but at 150, 160 when you're not a coach is, I'll be the first to say it's high, right? That it is a high price. But when you show value in it and you show the ingredients, and even if you show like the calorie intake and stuff, Shakeology is not a protein drink. It's completely different, because if you look at a whey protein, it's usually got about 30 grams of protein. Shakeology doesn't have 30 grams of protein. Shakeology has 17 grams of protein, but it also has 16 grams of carbs in it, right? Works completely different than what a regular protein shake will do, right? This gives you much more than just what regular protein does. And that's why they say you can learn all the ingredients about Shakeology. You can learn about all the ins out. Yes, it raises metabolism and increases weight loss and all that. But really, the only thing you need to be sharing is what it's done for you. They want to know what Shakeology has done for you, and that's being proof of the product, right? When you believe in it, you're not selling. You're selling yourself, right? I drink it every day. So I'm able to talk about it every day. I'll tell people I don't like Greenberry. I think it sucks, right? But I love the chocolate. I'll put chocolate in oatmeal in the morning, right? Just to spice it up. To keep Cheyenne quiet, I'll give her some Shakeology, and she loves it. She'll drink it and she'll stay quiet for 5 minutes, right? But if you show your own benefits from Shakeology and what you get out of it, then it's not selling. It's just you selling yourself. So that kind of goes back to what Trevor says, is take the time. Even though someone says no, take the time. And worst case scenario, if they don't want it, then don't sell it to them. That's fine. Don't give it to them, right? Get them into the 21-day fix base package. Or if you want to step it up a little bit like I do, you don't want Shakeology, that's fine. You're still going to pay the same kind of price because they have the ultimate package that's $139. So I will step them up to the ultimate package of the 21-day fix if they don't want Shakeology, right? Remember that marketing is also done behind the scenes in all the videos, right? So what they might not try now, they might try later. Especially if you put them into a challenge group and you see everybody else is doing Shakeology and everybody else is talking about it, well, that person just might change their mind and might try it. You never know, okay? So that goes back to what Trevor was saying. Okay, we'll just get into the coach basics. We're running kind of late today. Sorry, guys. What we're going to, okay, so I already let you guys do that. Reminder for Success Club. Some of you are very close. Dara is only 1 point away from Success Club 5. Benita, I believe, what are you at now? 7? Are you over 5? Benita, are you sleeping?
I will be at 6 tonight.
Okay, so you're at 6, but you're above 5 already. Tarina and Alex are both on the board with 2. Fantastic job. Oh, you're at 4 now? Okay, so Tarina's at 4. She didn't message me that. That's exciting. Is that Brandon or is that someone else? Okay. So
Sorry.
Sorry?
It wasn't Brandon, it's someone else.
Perfect. So we already know Tarina will be at Success Club 5 by the end of the month. And the rest of you just keep going, keep pushing, and having those conversations. And again, reminder about what Success Club is. Success Club is what gives you the little incentives, which leads towards the big trips at the end of the year, recognition, the monthly recognition, the monthly prizes. But mostly, it's a good way to track where you are on your business, right? If you're hitting Success Club 5 every month, you're changing 3 lives. That's showing growth in your business. But if you're changing 3 lives, it's also paying for your product, right? And that's the most important thing. What I learned about my business right now is when I help 3 people, I'm profitable, right? So I'm making money and my product is paid for. And now if I look back at all the numbers, my Shakeology is like paid for 10 years in my eyes, right? Scotty Hobbs doesn't even have to think about Shakeology anymore until he's dead, right? Because he's in the millions now. And where you might not think you're all going to be like the Lindsay Matways and Melanie Mitros or Scotty Hobbs, but let me tell you something. We sat down with Brigida Linford, who is now $1 million earner, and she is almost the exact replica of Tara. She's genuine, she's down to earth, she's nothing spectacular, but she cares and she wanted to change lives, and now her whole life has changed.
So nothing spectacular?
Oh fuck. Whatever.
How are you gonna get that foot out of your mouth?
She knows what I mean. She just whatever. I got nothing. I'm all right. That's why I love her. She likes to call me out. But what I'm trying to say is, Scotty Hobbs and Brigida and Jennifer Greenberg are the people that we just hung out with, and those are the $1 million earners. They've all been in the business for 4 years, right? So we're just coming in now. Just believe in yourselves. Believe in yourselves as much as I believe in you guys. And I say that because, I'm not a Scotty Hobbs. But I believe in myself. I know where my life will be in 2-3 years. I know where my life is going to be in 8 months when it comes July and I'm able to walk away from a job, right? Whenever things get tough for you guys, take a step back and say, no, I'm doing this. I believe in myself this much that it will happen. And when you guys have that mindset and you guys believe in yourselves, it's going to happen, right? But don't make it about the money. The money is a direct reflection of the amount of people's lives change, right? If you're changing lives, the money will fall into place. Everything will fall into place if you put that value in first. Show value to everybody that you can, right? Whether it's a challenge pack or whether it's just an ear that you're listening to someone talk, right? Just show that value to people, connect with people, and everything will come to you. I promise. As hard as everything seems, it's really not. Just stick with it. I guarantee you guys will have all your dreams come true. Just the longer you stick with it, the better it is. So make sure you guys are showing up to social media every day. Make sure that you guys are trying to add 2 to 3 people a day to your friends list. Because when you do start inviting, you're going to start running out of people if you don't have a big friends list. Okay. But if you start now, the compound effect, you had 2 people a year, that's over 700 that you can talk to. And if you do a numbers game, that's 70 people that you will be able to help in this next year, right? So that's just the numbers ratio. So always add people. Now, ways to do that: you can have a like page, you can go through other friends lists, you can you can post an ad if you want. There's many avenues, and it doesn't have to be just Facebook orientated. Cody has access to a whole gym, right? You're dealing with people all the time. Okay, they might have their fitness regimen at the gym, right? But do they have their nutrition regimen in place? A lot of them don't. They have no idea. right? So that's a form that you can use. Say, hey, listen, why don't you get a hold of me on the side, and I can talk to you about nutrition and so forth. We'll take it one step past what I need to do here with you at the gym. Right? You're taking that leap. You're talking to them and saying, you got this. Now let me show you this, right? And you go into nutrition, right? They might not have to do the 21-day fix program, right? But they can definitely do the nutrition, right? So that's an avenue for you to grow huge, right? Again, the power of your story. Now that you guys have your stories, you want to post that once a week. And the reason why I say that, you might think it's too much, but it reaches different people every time you post it. Okay, you never know who's gonna. To this day, I still share my story. It's the same story unless I modify it, but I still share it because I know it reaches different people every single time I post it. Right, and you never know who you're going to inspire from your own story. That's what makes me different from Tarina and Patrina and Tara is we all have different stories. We all come from different walks of life. We all have a different background, and that's what we use to relate ourselves to other people. Remember also all the successes you've seen so far this week is because you guys have taken a step and you've actually committed to yourself, right? So with tagging me in posts and writing a story and doing videos and so forth, some of it's coming out of comfort zones, but every one of you has already went from here to here because you've already grown, right? So that's a huge success. But there's always opportunities to improve as well. Reach out if you're struggling with something. Personal development is huge. Compound Effect is a great book. The Slight Edge is also another one. If you go into Create Yourself Fitness, under the file section, you will see that both those are there, the Compound Effect PDF, as well as the Slight Edge is there also. So those are 2 free books that you can read. Also, if you guys go into the Success tab in your upper right corner on your Beachbody site, there's a ton of videos that you can watch there. There's a ton of training that you guys can watch there as well. It's all free. No one's saying you guys have to pay for your personal development. It's all over the place. There's YouTube audios. There's everything. But put the time in every day, the 30 minutes. Even if you're playing with your kids all day, let it run in the background, right? When I'm digging holes, I'm sneaking my earbuds into my ears, and I've got my hoodie on so they can't see that I'm even listening to anything. But I try to listen to at least a half an hour of personal development. But sometimes I'm listening to 3 hours, right? That's what fires me up. It's these calls that fire me up. It's the team calls on Mondays that fire me up. It's the morning wake-up calls that fire me up. I can't always listen. Actually, I don't ever listen to the morning wake-up call on a Monday, but I have a podcast that I can listen to it later on, right? You get the podcast. It's on Apple iTunes or Google Play, and you can download their actually podcasts. They're only 30 minutes long, so you can listen to that in the background of while you're doing workouts, right? You're killing 2 birds with one stone if you guys are time sacrificing. So this month we are going to talk in the next 5 days. Today I want to give you guys a break. I know we were going to go forward, but I saw some people still haven't tagged me in some stuff, so I wanted to make sure everybody had enough time to catch up and they weren't falling too far behind and they weren't getting overwhelmed and so forth.
Are you calling me out?
No, sorry. I was just I was going through the chat. I saw that some stuff was coming up. So, and yes, I was. So this week we're going to be talking about value of a challenge pack, effective inviting, personal development, handling objections, the follow-up, and the 3 vital behaviors for this week. Benita left already, so I didn't see that. So we will discuss. I will contact her. I want to set up a challenge group for you guys to be able to invite customers in. So I'm just going to pick the date right now. And I want you guys to start inviting into it. And this one I am going to, okay, so it's the 22nd right now. 1, 2. Mark it on your calendars. We're going to do December 14th. We'll do a group challenge group. This is for all you guys and for all you guys that are listening to this call. For from now until then, I want you guys inviting for the December 14th challenge group. Okay, we'll get you guys all in there. I will get Benita to set it up because her challenge groups are phenomenal the way she has it set up, and it will give you guys an idea on how simple it is to run a challenge group. Because I know there's a fear of with some people, I don't know how to run a challenge group. I don't know anything about this. I don't know what I'm doing. Just breathe, because it's not hard.
Copy and paste.
It's copy, paste, and put your spin on it. That's it, right? But this will give you an idea how it works. So mark it on the calendars December 14th. And we'll start inviting for that. If you're unsure on how to invite for that, I have the 5-step invite, but I also want you guys to go to Alexandra's page. She did her story, and then she did an amazing invite. And you guys can see how she laid her invite out.
Same with Haley, actually.
Tara was just saying that Haley did an amazing one also, so you guys can add Haley to your friends list and check hers out. Or you can just reach out to me and we can talk about how you want to do it. So that's pretty much all we got for the week. I will post again first thing in the morning for your next assignment. Keep it up. Keep tagging me. Again, that's the way I keep track on what is what and who's doing what and who's struggling and so forth. And I'm not saying you got to push for it, but I kind of like that coach of the week thing, so I'm going to do it again next week. So if you want it, go after it. That's it, guys. Great call. Thanks for being on. If you are a coach, make sure, or you already have a team, I'm going to post this in my group. Share it with your downline. Share it with your teams so we can get them all on the same page. And that, you guys have a fantastic week, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.